Okay, today we're going to talk about one-step equations. So in class today, we discussed what we use in order to solve a one-step equation, which is an inverse operation, which basically means we are going to use the opposite sign to solve. Okay, so if we look at number one, now we have an equation here because of the equal sign. We are trying to get the variable by itself. Okay, so if I split up my equation and I look at the side that the variable is on, which in our case is on the left, I'm saying, okay, what is with that variable? I have a plus 12, so I need to do the opposite of addition in order to move the 12 or get rid of the 12 and move it to the other side. So the opposite sign, or the inverse operation, is going to be minus 12. And because it's an equation, we have to do the same thing on both sides in order to balance it out. What happens with that is on the left side, that plus 12 and that minus 12 cancel out because it becomes 0. The m comes down. And then we do our operation on the right, 10 minus 12, to get negative 2. And we end up with our final solution of m equals negative 2. Okay? Now, notice how I wrote variable equals solution. We always want to put our variable on the left when we're answering our problem. Okay? So if we do the same thing with number 2, notice how with this, our variable is on the right-hand side. It's not going to change what we do to solve the problem. We're just going to change how we write our answer in the end. So on the right-hand side, we have our variable and we have subtraction. So in order to get rid of or do the opposite of our subtraction, we're going to add that 9, because instead of subtracting 9, we're going to add it to get rid of it. And we have to add 9 on both sides. The 9's cancel because it becomes 0, leaves us with a g on the right. Negative 2 plus 9 leaves us with 7. And like I said over here, we want variable equals number, not number equals variable. So we're going to write this as g equals 7. With number 3, we have multiplication here on the left-hand side with that negative 7 and that y. So the opposite of multiplication is going to be division, and I'm going to divide both sides by the entire number that's being multiplied here, right? So the negative 7 is what we're multiplying, so the negative 7 is what we have to divide by. And that cancels out the negative 7's on the left-hand side because negative 7 divided by negative 7 gives us 1. And that's why they cancel out. And then on the right-hand side, we have negative 91 divided by negative 7. You can use a calculator to do that math for you to give you 13. And with number 4, we have division here between a and 9. So the opposite of division is going to be multiplication. So we're going to multiply by 9 on both sides. And again, 9 divided by 9 cancels out because it's 1. So we have a is equal to negative 4 times 9, or negative 36. Now, the last thing that we did in class today was dealing with when we have fractions with these one-step equations. And what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of the fraction by multiplying by what we call the reciprocal. Now, you might have heard that term before, but the reciprocal, another way to think about what the reciprocal is it is the flipped fraction. So we're going to take whatever our fraction is that's being multiplied here, and we're going to flip it and multiply both sides by it. So if we take a look at number 5, I have 2/3 times x equals 10. So my fraction is 2/3, so I'm going to multiply everything or both sides of the equation by its reciprocal, 3 over 2. And the reason we do that is now on the left side of the equal sign, the 3's cancel because 3 over 3 is 1. Same thing with the 2's, 2 over 2 is 1, leaves us with x. And on the right side, I technically have two fractions here. It's 10 over 1 times 3 over 2. And when we multiply fractions, we multiply straight across. 10 times 3 is 30. 1 times 2 is 2. And that tells us that x is equal to 15. Same thing with number 6. We have 4/9 w equals -8. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 9/4. The 9's cancel, the 4's cancel. -8 times 9 is -72. 1 times 4 is 4. And we have -72 over 4. Leaves us with w is equal to -18. Number 7, even though I have a negative out in front, doesn't change our process here. I'm still going to multiply by my reciprocal, but because I have a negative, I'm also going to multiply by a negative. So I'm going to flip the 6/5 to make it 5 over 6. So I'm going to multiply by -5 over 6 on both sides. On the left, that cancels out the negative, cancels out the 5's, cancels out the 6's, leaves me with just k. And on the right, I have 12 times -5, which is -60, and 1 times 6, which is 6. -60 divided by 6 gives us -10. And then last one here, -1/2 m equals -9. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is -2 over 1. The negatives and the 2's cancel, the 1's cancel, leave us with m. -9 times -2 is 18. 1 times 1 is 1. So we left with m equals 18. So those are our one-step equations and using the reciprocal to get rid of our fractions. That should help you in order to answer questions 1 through 6 on the other side of the page for homework.